Have you ever gotten a gut feeling you couldn't shake? Or felt butterflies in your stomach right before a big moment? It turns out those aren't just clever sayings. They're real signals coming from what scientists now call your second brain, your gut, and a staggering over 90% of your body's serotonin, the chemical that makes you feel good, is made in your gut. We're going to explore the powerful communication line between your gut and your brain, what happens when that connection breaks down, and how it can lead to everything from anxiety to an upset stomach. Stick around, because getting a handle on this could be one of the most important things you do for your health. We've all been there. The nagging bloat after dinner, the weird fatigue that ruins your afternoon, or just that constant low-level anxiety humming in the background. It's easy to write it off as just stress or a stormy night's sleep. But what if those are distress signals coming from deep inside your body? The issue is, we've been trained to think of our gut as a simple plumbing system. Food in, waste out. That's a huge misunderstanding. Your gut is an ingenious and complex system, home to what's called the enteric nervous system, or ENS. It's a web of over 100 million nerve cells lining your gut wall, so many that it can work on its own without the brain in your head. It has its reflexes and senses constantly checking the conditions inside you. That's why it's earned the name our second brain. Now, when you brush off those signals, the bloating, the mood swings, the discomfort, you're doing more than just putting up with an annoyance. You're ignoring a major breakdown in your body's main communication grid. Think of it as static on a phone line. If the connection's bad, the message gets scrambled. Things like chronic stress, a diet full of processed junk, and not enough good sleep can all create that static. This interference can lead to an imbalance in your gut microbiome, which are the trillions of bacteria living in your gut. This imbalance, called dysbiosis, doesn't just stop at digestive problems like irritable bowel syndrome. It's been directly linked to more inflammation, a weaker immune system, and a direct hit on your mental and emotional health. Research shows that people with anxiety and depression often have more inflammatory bacteria in their gut. So that brain fog or anxious feeling, it might not just be in your head, it could be starting in your gut. And ignoring that is like ignoring your car's check engine light. Eventually, you're looking at a breakdown. So, how does your gut actually talk to your brain? It happens along the gut-brain axis, which is like a two-way superhighway with information flowing back and forth 24/7. This incredible conversation happens in three main ways. First, the direct line, the vagus nerve. Picture it as the main fiber optic cable connecting your two brains. It's the longest cranial nerve you have, running from your brainstem down to your abdomen and branching out to your heart, lungs, and, of course, your digestive system. But here's the wild part. About 80 to 90% of the signals traveling along the vagus nerve go from the gut to the brain, not the other way around. Your gut is constantly sending status updates to your brain about what's happening down below. The second way is with neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers your brain uses to control mood, sleep, and focus. As we mentioned, your gut is a neurotransmitter factory. Gut microbes help produce a huge amount of your body's serotonin, which affects your mood and your digestion. They also produce other key chemicals like dopamine, tied to reward and motivation, and GABA, which helps manage feelings of fear and anxiety. When your gut microbiome is in good shape, it's churning out a steady supply of these chemicals, helping to keep your mind balanced and calm. The third channel is your immune system. The trillions of microbes in your gut are always digesting the food you eat, especially fiber. As they do this, they create helpful compounds called short-chain fatty acids. These compounds are powerfully anti-inflammatory and are crucial for keeping your gut lining strong and protecting the blood-brain barrier. When your gut isn't healthy, it can't produce enough of these protective molecules, which can leave your brain more open to inflammation. So you've got a direct nerve connection, a chemical messaging system, and an immune pathway. It's a deeply woven system where the health of one side immediately affects the health of the other. If this gut-brain connection is so smart, what makes it fall apart? For most of us, the answer is found in the habits and pressures of modern life. A major culprit is chronic stress. When you're stressed, the brain kicks off a fight or flight response, pumping out hormones like cortisol. This isn't just in your head, it has a real physical effect. Stress hormones can mess with your digestion, leading to constipation or diarrhea, and shrink the diversity of your microbiome. Stress can even weaken the lining of your intestine, causing what's often called leaky gut. This allows inflammatory bits to leak into your bloodstream, setting off an immune response that can affect your whole body, including your brain. Studies have shown that even short-term stress can throw your microbial community out of whack. The second big problem is our diet. The typical Western diet, loaded with ultra-processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats, is terrible for your microbiome. These foods don't have the fiber your good bacteria need to survive. Instead, they feed the harmful bacteria, leading to that imbalance we call dysbiosis. A diet heavy in simple sugars, for example, can be enough to disrupt the gut lining and trigger inflammation. Other factors include not getting enough sleep, which is vital for both your gut and your vagus nerve, and overusing antibiotics. While they can be lifesavers, antibiotics don't just kill the bad bacteria, they wipe out the good ones too. This leaves your gut's ecosystem exposed, and it can take months to recover from just one round of antibiotics. When these systems break down, the communication goes haywire. The gut sends inflammatory signals to the brain, which can contribute to anxiety, depression, and brain fog. At the same time, a stressed-out brain sends signals back down to the gut, making the digestive problems even worse. It becomes a vicious cycle, where a troubled gut leads to a troubled mind, which in turn leads to a more troubled gut. If any of this sounds familiar, the brain fog, the anxiety, the digestive issues, and you're ready to break that cycle, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. We'll be going deeper into specific strategies for healing the gut in our next videos. The good news is, you're not powerless. The gut-brain axis is a two-way street, which means you can take real steps to fix the connection and get things back in balance. Here are 5 powerful strategies you can start using today. 1. Feed your gut what it actually wants. It's a start. You need to feed your good microbes. The best way to do that is with a diet full of different kinds of plant-based, high-fiber foods. Try to eat a wide variety of fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. They're full of prebiotic fibers, which are basically fertilizer for your internal garden. Foods like garlic, onions, asparagus, and slightly green bananas are fantastic sources. So, let's bring in fermented foods and probiotics. Fermented foods are kind of like nature's probiotics, you know? They contain live, helpful bacteria that can actually repopulate your gut. Some great options to try are unsweetened yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and miso. These foods introduce good bacteria like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, which, by the way, have been shown to positively affect mental health. And this has led to the exciting new field of psychobiotics, probiotics that offer mental health benefits. Stress. Since stress is a primary cause of gut problems, managing it is non-negotiable. This doesn't mean you have to eliminate all stress, but you can build your resilience to it. Practices like mindfulness meditation, deep breathing, and yoga have been shown to lower inflammation and stress. Deep belly breathing in particular can naturally stimulate your vagus nerve, sending calming signals from your brain to your gut. Quality sleep is when your body and brain do their most important repair work. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep a night. Poor sleep messes with your microbiome and weakens the gut-brain connection. A consistent sleep schedule and a relaxing bedtime routine can make a huge difference for both your gut and your mind. Exercise is a fantastic tool for both your brain and your gut. It boosts blood flow, bringing more oxygen and nutrients to the brain. It also positively changes the gut microbiome, encouraging healthier bacteria and cutting down on inflammation. You don't need to run a marathon. Consistent, moderate exercise like a brisk walk, a bike ride, or a swim can have a major impact. For years we've treated the gut like a simple pipe and mental health as something that only happens from the neck up. But the science is making it crystal clear that this is a false divide. Your gut is your second brain, and its health is directly tied to your mood, your mental clarity, and how you feel every single day. Those butterflies or gut feelings, the gnawing anxiety, it's all part of a real biological conversation. By understanding this conversation and actively nurturing it with a fiber-rich diet, stress management, and a healthy lifestyle, you can take back control. You can clear the static on the line and help both of your brains work together in harmony. This isn't just about feeling a little better, it's about reaching a new level of health by finally listening to what your body has been trying to tell you all along. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe and share it with others. So long and stay safe.